We'll start this lesson looking at this circumstance. An employer agrees to raise an employee's current $1,500 monthly salary by $25 a month until it reaches $2,000. How many months will this take? Well, we could certainly make a list and take 1,500 plus 25, 1,525 plus 25, 1,550 plus 25. But because we are in high school and this is Honors Algebra 2, we instead really need a more sophisticated method to figure out the answer to this question. And that's what we're going to look at in this lesson. So instead, consider this. How would you find the 100th term, which we call T sub 100, of the sequence that's listed? The first thing we can do is look at the terms. So we have 3, 7, 11, 15, right? And there are going to be 100 terms. And then we look at the differences. And what we know is that there have to be 99 differences between the first term and the 100th term. So what we can do is say, well, okay, to find T sub 100, what we need to do is start with the number 3, and we need to add the number of differences that we have times that common difference. And we would find out that the 100th term is 399. The formula that we use to determine a sum general formula for arithmetic sequence is to solve T sub n, we take T sub 1, and we add however many terms minus 1 times the difference. That's exactly what we did above. We started with our first term, and then we added the number of terms. We were looking for 100, so we subtracted 1, that was 99, times the common difference. So this is the formula that we will use in this lesson. On this problem, we're looking for the nth term, so we're going to need a formula. Let's first start looking at the common difference. From 7 to 11, we have a difference of 4, and 11 to 15, and 15 to 19. So we know that D is equal to 4. So when we are looking for the nth term, we start with the first term, which is 7, and then we add n minus 1 times our difference. You are not going to leave this in the form that it's in. You're going to distribute this 4 so that it looks a little bit cleaner. All I did here was distribute 4 times n, 4 times negative 1. Now I'll combine like terms. So in order to find any term of this sequence, this is what we'll do. So let's look for T sub 11. Well, I'll take my equation, so the 11th term in this sequence is 47. Hopefully you've noticed that this is a linear equation, because that will become very important as we progress. For this next problem, we're asked to find T sub 20, but rather than being given something that maybe is a little bit easier to work with, we're told that T sub 2 is 13 and T sub 5 is 22. So what we can do is create two equations. Because they're linear, we can then solve them as a system of equations. So this is my first equation. right? I'm looking at this t sub 2, which is here, is going to be equal to t sub 1 plus, miss that plus sign, 2 minus 1 times my difference. I know that t sub 2 is 13, so I can rewrite that. And I'll do the same thing with t sub 5. And t sub 5 is 22. And now I have a system of equations in t sub 1 and d. How you choose to solve this is up to you. Because they're already in standard form, I would multiply this top equation by -1. My t sub 1's cancel, and 9 is equal to 3d. So my common difference is 3. I can plug that back into this equation here. And that tells me that t sub 1 is 10. My formula, therefore, and I can simplify it, then from here I can actually answer the question, find t sub 20. So I'll draw my arrow here. So t sub 20 is equal to 67. The last two questions deal with arithmetic mean. The first one you already know how to do. When you find the arithmetic mean of two numbers, you add those numbers together and you divide by that value. So I'll take -7.8 plus 3.6 and divide that value by 2. This gives me -4.2 divided by 2, and my arithmetic mean is -2.1. That's it. The arithmetic mean of two numbers is simply the average. The next one is a little bit more difficult because we're looking for 3 arithmetic mean. This means that I'm looking for some sequence where 18 is the first number, 54 is the last number, and there are 3 values in between. So the first thing that we do is we say, okay, well, 18, then something, 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 54. And we'll use the formula that we've been using in order to figure out what our common difference is. So t sub 1 is 18, and t sub 5 is equal to 54. So I know that I've got 54 is equal to 18 plus 5 minus 1 times d. Okay, t sub n is equal to t sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. And now all I have to do is solve for d. This is 54 is equal to 18 plus 4d. When I subtract 18 from both sides, I get 36 is equal to 4d. So d is then equal to 9. That is now my common difference. So I can say 18 plus 9 gives me 27. 27 plus 9 gives me 36. 36 plus 9 gives me 45. And then 45 plus 9 would give me 54. These are the three arithmetic means between 18 and 54.